Hello, and welcome to Math Matters. I'm Mrs. Parker, and today we're going to learn about the different outcomes of an event. The following activity is based on Graham Fletcher's 3-act task, Modeling Outfits. During today's 3-act task, Modeling Outfits, you should be able to find all the different possible outfits for Zoolander. Before we get started, go grab paper and a pencil to work along with us. To get our brains thinking about math, we're going to do a word map activity called Which One Doesn't Belong. Look at the 4 pictures. 3 of the pictures go together in one way, while the 4th doesn't belong. There isn't a wrong answer as long as you can explain why. Are you ready? Which picture doesn't belong and why? Number 1 doesn't belong because it's shaped like an upside down T, while the others are shaped like X's. Number 2 doesn't belong because it's turned on its side, while the others are up and down. Number 3 doesn't belong because the pattern doubles instead of adding 1 to each side of the shape. Number 4 doesn't belong because the pattern is shrinking instead of growing. What others did you think of? In a moment, you're going to watch a video. As you watch, what do you notice and what do you wonder? What are some things that you noticed while watching the video? I noticed that the outfits are split into tops and bottoms. I noticed that there are different sides of the display. What are some things that you wondered while watching this video? I wonder how many sides there are on the display. I wonder how many different outfits can be made. Before we solve the problem of how many different outfits we can make for Zoolander, we're going to make an estimate. How about how many outfits do you think we can make for Zoolander? In order to get our brains thinking about making an estimate, let's make an estimate of what would be a too high of an estimate and a too low of an estimate. Think about the video and what you already know to make your estimate. When you are thinking about your estimates, remember to think about the reasonableness of your estimate. An unreasonable low estimate would be 2 outfits because we know there are multiple sides with different tops and bottoms. An unreasonable high estimate would be 50 because we can count how many different tops and bottoms were on the display. So think about an estimate that would be too high and too low, as well as what is your final estimate. Think back to our question of how many different outfits you can make for Zoolander. In order to solve this problem, you need to know some information. What do you need to know in order to answer this question? One thing we need to know is how many people there are on the display. Use the picture above to determine how many people there are. There are 5 people on the display. So how many different tops are there? There are 5 different tops as options. How many different bottoms are there? There are also 5 bottom options as well. Now that you have this new information, try to solve the problem. How many different outfits can you make for Zoolander? Use your picture, paper, and a pencil to help you solve. If you're having a hard time, that's okay. Think about the different combinations that can be made. Remember, we have 5 different tops and 5 different bottoms. How can these be mixed and matched? You can keep track of your work by drawing a picture, creating a table, or drawing a chart. How many different outfits can you make for Zoolander? Now we are going to watch a video to find out how many different outfits we can make for Zoolander. You can make 25 different outfits for Zoolander. Before we go, let's reflect. What strategies did you use to find the answer? What would you do differently if you had to solve this problem again? In today's episode of Math Matters, we learned about how to find all the possible outcomes for an event. How many different outcomes or outfits could you make if you chose your 2 favorite shirts and your 3 favorite bottoms? I'm Mrs. Parker. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.